Alright, the next story quest is called One with Nature. It's level 96. So I'm glad that I have been leveling up my jobs. Pegasus, my Chocobo companion, has reached 101,000 hit points, I think pretty recently. I got him up to rank... Did I get him up to rank 11? Or I unlocked rank 11, but anyway. Anyway, this quest is given to us by Aaronville, level 96. We are in Zoctaral, Shaloni, in Sheshenoezi Springs. Here we go. Come, let's follow Walika. And then Shenza is the blonde-haired railway guy? I don't remember for sure. I think so. There's another station on the way, so be sure to drop in. The train will be in the depot, but you can still see it from outside. I'm quite taken with the sleek design of the head end myself, though if you peek through the windows, you can probably catch a glimpse of... Enough jabbering, Shenza. Thanks to these two, we finally have some real work to do, so let's get to it, says Zaupia. Freaking these names, dude. See you later. Well, we'll see you later. I suppose there's no harm in stopping at the station. It's on the way, after all. So we head northeast. That was a long aggro range, it feels like, but whatever. Well, I do want to be on Dragoon once it allows me to switch over. That's the closest one to 97. That seems to be a better idea than just... My red mage is like freshly 96, so... We're on this side-by-side railroad tracks. With a little bit of a gap between them, like maybe 20 yards. And there seems to be a locomotive in a barn of sorts. I must confess, the train is an impressive sight. How easy it must be to ship goods throughout the wilds now. Right, Mehwahhetsoan. This is stupid. I hate this game right now. Mary E.H.W.A.H.H.E. Tom Sam O.A. Nancy. Mehwahhetsoan should be to the northeast of here. Let's continue on. Mehwahhetsoan. Stupid. You know, it's okay to reuse words or proper nouns or whatever that you've made up in the past. I've got some wild Ronic. Again, still kind of an arid desert, kind of like there's little patches of well, there's several patches. There's vegetation that's growing here for sure, beyond just what a desert would have, like, you know, cacti and whatnot. We got a fair amount of green grass patches, but we found Walika. Ah, there you are. The village is just up ahead. Truth be told, I've never had direct dealings with the people of Mehwahhetsoan, but I do know that their traditions mean a great deal to them, as does the land. Aaronville and Walika walk in as the cutscene starts. See their etherite, which I've already got. I'm looking around. Such lovely clean air. It feels like a treat after the overpowering ceruleum of Sheshenoezi Springs. The waters nearby are just as pristine. It's a paradise for people and animals both. People and animals both. I'm glad you appreciate the blessings of nature as we do, says a random voice. Or a new voice. Catman, Catwoman. Mehwahhetsoan man, Mehwahhetsoan woman. Greetings, travelers, and welcome. I am Mehwahhetsoan, H-H-W-A-T-O-M-O, Mehwahhetsoan, chief of Mehwahhetsoan. And this is my son. Oh, that's a dude. Sorry. This is my son, Shepeto. Looks feminine. Sorry. A pleasure to meet you. I thank you for the warm welcome and apologize for our sudden intrusion. I'm Walika, station master of Zoctoral Railing. The recent earthquake has damaged our tracks, and we require timber to make repairs. This is Marcy and Aaronville, who have volunteered to assist us with the restoration effort. We give a wave and a little, I don't know, whatever. You're most curious. You've a most curious air about you, of oil and steel, tanned leather, and the faintest hint of meadows, awash with unfamiliar flora. I gather you are not from these lands, says Shepeto. My options are I hail from Eorzea, or I'm a traveler of the star. I hail from Eorzea. He's taken aback a bit. Truly, I would love to know more of you and of the lands you've seen. I give a smile and a nod. I'm told your people hold traditions in the highest, yet I gather you are curious about those of others as well. But of course, nature is boundless, as is our love for her lands and her children. The Hetso, in particular, have done much to guide our way of life. Where to hunt, to gather, to lay our heads, the Hetso teach us all these things and more. It is for that reason, I believe, that we are attuned to the shifting winds around us. I see. That word, Hetso, it means leader of souls in the Hetsaro tongue, does it not? He nods. It does. There are many creatures revered as Hetso among the Hetsaro. Here, we look to the Ronik for guidance. However, as you may have gleaned from our use of Aetherites, while we are committed to our traditions, this does not mean we reject all outside influences. Our lion man companion nods, bows his head, crosses his arms. That said, there are certain things that give us pause, says the older of the cat men, continuing. We will furnish you with the timber you require, but first, as neighbors in this land, we ask that you indulge us in a discussion. We'd be glad to, of course. Walika says, I nod, Aaronville nods. Wonderful. We do not often receive guests come such a long way, and my son is always so delighted to hear their tales. Now, if you'll follow me. He walks off. The son gives us one last look, and jogs off after him. And then the three of us walk in their direction. We walk this way. Alright. We'll go just a tiny bit more to the west to Mehwahhetsoan and his tent or whatever to start another cutscene. Voice acted? Probably not. Yeah. I will speak frankly. We fear the winds of change will soon bring misfortune to the land. The Ronik have made the potential for danger plain. As you may have heard, their temperament has become erratic of late. A stableman near Husatawi mentioned that. Do you know what has caused this? Says Aaronville. He shakes his head. We have our suspicions. Since others were drawn to this land by ceruleum, Shaloni has undergone a transformation. Deadpan from Aaronville, and myself had a tiny bit of a scowl on my face. Walika crosses his arms and says, and the railroads are a part of that. The older Mehwahhetsoan nods. As strong and resilient as they may seem, Ronik are sensitive creatures. The roar of the train as it thunders through the plains may well cause them distress. As my father said, we do not necessarily reject outside influences or innovations, but in this we can't help but worry. Understandably, I thank you for being forthright, says Walika. This matter concerns not only the Hetzaro, but all of Shaloni. Perhaps we should bring it to the attention of Valkona. Or Kona. Valkona, you say? We know him only through rumors, but he is apparently, how shall I put this? Hard-headed and aloof. He values technological advancement and efficiency to the detriment of all else. Mind your tongue, Geppetto. I gave like a, yeah, sure. Aaronville giggles a bit. While there's a grain of truth to the rumors, he's not nearly as bad as they make him out to be. I nod. My options are his journeys have changed him for the better, or he's a bit awkward so he tends to get misunderstood, or he is a passionate man who cares for his people, like his sister. He is a passionate man who cares for his people, like his sister. Is that so? That is certainly a side of him we weren't aware of. Mercy fought beside Valkwana in the Right of Succession. I take your word over rumors. You took part in the Right of Succession? You're that close to the Dawn Servants. I was grateful for any help, but had no idea I had recruited a bona fide hero, says Walika. I kinda shrug. Sorry, bud. The succession of Dawn Servants filled us with uncertainty for the future, but there is clearly much we do not know, says Huato. And on this particular occasion, the winds of change are not meant to be feared. No, we must open our hearts and minds that we might see Valkona for who he really, truly is. Sorry. Do you think he might visit us someday? Just as his father offered us guidance, I'm hopeful that he will do the same. I smile. Thank you for hearing and allaying our concerns. I'm glad we could speak. As for your timber, we have freshly cut logs near the lake. Please take all that you require. We're terribly grateful. I promise we'll keep the Ronik foremost in our minds as we continue working on the railroad, and if needs be, we'll seek Valkona's counsel. My thanks again for your time in the timber. We shall endeavor to return the favor. I hope to see you again soon. Alright. It's so sad. I hope Square Enix can address this, but it's so sad that your companion timer continues on during the cutscene. I think that's dumb. I hate it. I really truly hate it, but whatever. We have Walika and Aaronville near the lumber, near a tree. We have more than enough timber to fix the ties. Now we need to transport it to the station, which will be a bit more involved than I thought. I didn't expect it would be given so much. Mind waiting here a spell while I round up a few more hands and a Ronik? I won't be long. He runs off. I'm glad that went well, and thankfully it seems we won't need to make several trips for the timber. One with nature is complete. We get an item level 669, Acacia weapon coffer. And that will be the, okay, 669. I think all of my jobs are, okay, 655, so Pal or White Mage could use it for sure. Ooh, Sage wins though, 645. Oh, it's probably too high level. Did not expect that. Okay. Should have thought about it, but I didn't expect it. I'm an idiot. Cool, so we gotta hit level 96 with Sage, which is basically a full 2 levels. So we're looking at 34-ish million experience points. Alright. Anyway. That quest is done. This video is done. I'll see you next time.